Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. Apologies for being behind schedule. As you know or may not know, we don't go live a lot, so we had a few glitches, but we are here welcoming you into our talk about Dominica. As you know, we recently came back from a
Yes.
trip to Dominica,
Yes, we did.
and we've been sharing a vlog series on that. I'm Peta-Gaye. Before we go any further, friends call me Peta.
I'm Allan.
And we are known on here as My Cruising
The
Family.
family.
And we are not the whole family, okay? But we are mom and dad, husband and wife. Mom and dad to Alandi, AJ, who is 11, and Landon, who is 7. We call him LJ. And we often travel with my mom, who is mommy grandma. And they're actually with her right now. So we wanted to answer some questions that we saw kind of pop up in the chat, not chat, in the comments from our vlogs, but also questions that came to us directly regarding Dominica. Also, the fact that this was a land vacation and we are My Cruising Family. Over the past couple years, obviously, you've seen us do other things other than cruise. We did Disneyland for the first time after doing Disney World a bunch of different times, and we did Legoland and things that are on land. But that was understandable during the pandemic. So now people see us doing land vacations and cruises are up and about again. And yeah, we do both. So cruising is our favorite way to vacation. And this land vacation in Dominica is actually tied into cruising because, to tell you the truth, Dominica is actually a cruise port. A lot of people may or may not know that. And so we were looking at the Disney, I believe it's Fantasy, that's actually sailing to Dominica this month. So that was one of our options. And it's also known to Royal Caribbean, MSC, I believe Celebrity, other cruise lines do port in Dominica. So even though we stayed on land, it is a cruise stop. And so we think, some of the things that we shared, including Trafalgar Falls and hiking and the Botanical Garden, does relate to cruisers, but also cruisers. We don't only have to cruise. Mix it up. So that's my spiel. The more you stay around and hang around here, I talk a lot. And Allan tends to be a man of few words, but we're gonna tag team this together to answer some of the questions that came our way.
Yes.
And go ahead and drop questions in the chat if we miss anything or if there's anything you want us to elaborate on. So Allan, I want to start with you. One of the questions that we have, why Dominica? Which I kind of touched on a little bit, but go ahead.
Pretty
why?
much kind of summed it up just now. Our plan is always to visit all the Caribbean islands. Dominica is just the latest stop. We always wanted to go. We've been to Dominica once before, but the plane landed, and we were just sitting on the plane.
I was about to ask you, when did we do that? Because I forgot. Yes, we go ahead. The plane landed there. We didn't get off.
We didn't get off the plane. It was en route to someplace else. And we just always wanted to go to Dominica, so it was a perfect opportunity. So we took the best. We made the best of it.
And pretty much he just summed it up. I'm here typing in the chat to Team Reese Travels. Happy birthday, Kiki. I know we're a few days behind, but I hope you're enjoying your birthday weekend and your trip out to Ohio. Hi, Jackie. Thank you for joining, family. Welcome to the chat. These are our regulars, Al. Team Reese Travels and Jackie.
Hi, everyone.
So yeah, that's why Dominica. We wanted to visit Dominica because we wanted to cover every Caribbean country. And Dominica is a country in the Caribbean, southeastern Caribbean. So their currency there is actually the EC, which is the Eastern Caribbean dollar. And I don't know the exact exchange rate, but it's pretty good. It's almost like double the US. So the US dollar. So yeah, Dominica was on the list because it's a Caribbean country. We did land there before. Allan just reminded me because I was really like, when did we go? We landed there on the way, I think it was back from Guadeloupe or St. Martin or one of those places.
Yes.
And the plane just stopped for people to get off and other people got on and we kept going to wherever we were flying to, I forget. But Trafalgar Falls was one of the places that we went to. This goes into the why Dominica. Again, as a cruiser, Dominica is a spot that a lot of cruise ships go to. And we had actually booked an MSC cruise in 2018 that was initially going to stop there, and we booked a Royal Caribbean cruise that would have stopped there earlier this year in March, but I think the hurricane messed up the 2018 plan and the port was closed. And
I think it was a rising COVID this year.
And this year's thing, the port was still open, but I think the itinerary changed because we were going to go to Trinidad and Tobago. And when they took Tobago off, I decided to change the cruise. That's why we ended up on Harmony of the Seas, because it was Royal Caribbean. So we switched because I wanted to go to Tobago. I did want to go to Dominica, but I like to get the best bang for my buck. It was an old ship on Royal. So if I was going on an old ship, I need to get all my ports. And if I wasn't getting all my ports, then I'm changing. So I changed to Harmony of the Seas. But Trafalgar Falls is a place we wanted to visit because of those two bookings. We had looked at the excursions they had. And so the cruise ship excursions go out there. And if you watched our vlogs, our day one vlog, the tour company that picked us up from the airport was actually a company we had linked up with back when we had the cruises booked. And they were going to take us to Trafalgar then. So I reached out to them again, and they were gracious. And I mean, not gracious, we paid them, but they were there to take us this time around. So we got to see some of the stops that the cruise ships would go to. Moore and Bruce, Allan liked that.
Oh, yes, they did.
That was the lookouts where you could see if ships were in port, you could see the ships and the whole coastline of Dominica and the botanical gardens. So for cruisers, our vlog day one in Dominica does help a little bit. If your cruise is gonna go there, it might give you some ideas of what you can see and do. But yeah, that's why Dominica. Go ahead.
Let's be clear. Let's not mix up Dominica with the Dominican Republic.
Please.
Because many guys at work, when I told them I went to Dominica, they were like, "Oh, the Dominican Republic is." I didn't go to the Dominican Republic. I went to the island of Dominica, 2 different places.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Let's have to keep putting that out there.
Yep. We've already gotten at least one comment that actually mixed it up. Even though I beg of you not to mix it up. Nothing wrong with either place, but it's just 2 different places, right? Nothing wrong with 2 different people, but you don't want to be called somebody else's name, right? So it's the same concept.
Both beautiful islands.
Both beautiful islands. And we have been to the Dominican Republic. This just wasn't that trip. The favorite part of our trip, Allan, you want to take that?
The favorite part of our trip was just being able to accomplish going to Dominica. Just getting there and just seeing the island, because it was always all planned to go to Dominica, and just to accomplish it, that was the favorite part, to see it all come to fruition.
Yep. And if you are, whether you're in the chat now or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and drop a comment if you know what it's like when you plan a trip and you have this vision in your head and then it comes to pass. That's what Dominica was for us, especially after those 2 cruises that fell through and we didn't get to go. School the people. Yes. Team Reese. Oh, we schooled you too. It's fine because y'all school us too. That's what this whole YouTube family is about. I hear you, Team Reese. The more, it's YouTube University nowadays, for real.
The more you know, the less you don't know.
Right. There's that. But with the question of favorite part of the trip, as Allan said, seeing it happen especially after having planned it before and it not happening, that was big. But also for me, my favorite part was Jungle Bay. So this part, cruisers, is where we're going to start to have some distinction, because Jungle Bay is the resort/hotel. Don't even know exactly what they consider themselves because it just says Jungle Bay. It doesn't actually say Jungle Bay Hotel or Resort. I would like to class it as a resort. But I could say Jungle Bay Villas because everybody who stays there has a whole villa to themselves or their family. That was my favorite part, but that is what you're not going to get on a cruise. So even though some of our tips might help cruisers, this is also kind of a nudge to say you don't always have to cruise. Hi, Edna. How are you? Thanks for joining.
Thanks for being here.
You don't always have to cruise. I would love to. If I could cruise like every other month, I would. But you could take trips. Team Reese, she's out with her husband and her son. They're out now, for her birthday weekend out to Ohio doing a road trip. And definitely during the shutdown, we did our fair share of road trips.
Yes,
so we just want to show you how to mix it up a little bit. And so staying at Jungle Bay for me was one of my favorite things, even though it was very different from the cruise experience, which we'll get to later. But that's the favorite. And so a follow-up question to that, apologies for looking down, but I took these questions from the comments and outreach that people sent to us. So I want to make sure I cover everything. The least favorite part of the trip. What was that for you, Al?
The least favorite part of the trip is that it rained constantly. It didn't rain for long periods, but when it rained, it came down heavy for like 10 to 15 minutes. Then the sun came up bright. Then like 2 hours later, it would do it again. So it was just navigating that.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, honestly, go ahead.
All in all, it wasn't really a turn off. It was just the inconvenience of, oh, it's raining again. You have to run and find shelter.
Yep, pretty much. That's the thing is honestly that's to be expected with the Caribbean. But for me, it didn't really mess up plans because my plan for Dominica, it might sound dry, but I just really wanted to sit down and kick my feet up. So the rain didn't mess me up too much. But then if you saw that hiking video, it had poured the night before or sometime during the day before. So when we in the morning, I think also
the morning before we went out, it rained.
And so I was a little concerned that we were going to be out hiking for 2 hours and it would pour. But funny enough, not one drop. So
and the funny thing is that after it rains, the sun comes out so hot that you don't even see any more water on the floor, on the ground.
Oh my goodness, Jackie. Yes, I see Jackie's question. Did we plan our outfits? We sure did.
Yes, we did.
To tell you the truth, these outfits is a prelude to the end of the video, but we could drop it now. Who cares, right? We're all family. But we wore these a week ago on the way back from our other trip. So Dominica we did over Memorial Day weekend. And I'm trying to multitask and talk to y'all in the chat and on the video, but it's okay. I'm new to this. We gonna get there. Dominica was Memorial Day weekend, and a week ago-ish, last weekend for 4th of July, we went away to another Caribbean island to cap off our goal. Mm-hmm. I say my because let's be real, Al. It started with me.
Yes, it started with her.
But it was based on a comment that an aunt made.
It's support. So she goes, I go.
Oh, he supports because he gets to go to all the Caribbean islands. That is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's such a support. I know, but for real, he does. I mean, we support in different ways, planning, finances, whatever it takes. We're a team. And it was an idea that an aunt had a few years ago, not for me to do it, but she mentioned something about visiting every country in the Caribbean. And I was like, that's something I want to do. She actually passed away early this year. And so I thought it was very kind of symbolic to try to knock it out this year because it's the year she also passed away. Right, Team Reese? You support too. Come on, next time. I need to be up on the allure with you guys. Come on, let's make it happen. Actually, no, that's the anniversary trip. I don't want to be extra wheels on your trip. But I would love, sometime to cruise with all of you guys. Edna, I'm gonna be looking out for your next groupcation, girl. I know you shut that down. But we have some other trips this year that kind of wouldn't allow any of that to happen right now anyway. Mm-hmm. And Jackie, I know you caught the cruise bug, so hopefully we get to cruise with you. Go ahead.
Hope you get a severe fever, not a bug.
No fevers, not in this climate.
Cruise fever.
Not in this climate. We'll just say bug. But yeah, we hope to cruise with you in the future too. Mm-hmm. Anyway, with Dominica, for me, the least favorite part, if I had to say, it's going to come up in how we compare it to cruising. Mm-hmm. But for me, it was certain limitations. When we were planning, we didn't always know we were going to stay at Jungle Bay. Mm-hmm. There is really no all-inclusive that I saw that's on the island, though Jungle Bay has a package that's called the Adventure Wellness Package, so it comes close to all-inclusive. And when you're a cruiser, even though the cruise is not fully all-inclusive because you have to buy drinks if you don't have a package, whatever, but it's close. It's very close. When you are a cruiser, you're used to having everything at your fingertips. There was no option like that for us in Dominica. Mm. And a big announcement tomorrow. I'll be watching, Edna. So yeah, that was the negative for me, or the downside. But I mean, it didn't take away from enjoying the trip, but for me, that was the least favorite part. And the next question is, why Jungle Bay, Allan?
After viewing videos on YouTube about Dominica, we thought that Jungle Bay had everything we were looking for that trip. Mm-hmm. And
so yes, but we only viewed the videos because of Jungle Bay, mm-hmm. right? So there's another content creator. Her name is My Travel Stamps on Instagram. I believe she has YouTube, but I don't think she's too active on here. But My Travel Stamps on Instagram had gone to Jungle Bay some months ago, but I couldn't remember where she stayed. So because Allan and I wanted to go for Memorial Weekend, and I was looking at all these different packages, Expedia had a whole bunch of other hotels and hotel and flight packages, and we were very close to booking some of those. And funny how those kept falling through for ridiculous reasons. Like a credit card we knew worked. We had balances on it would not go through. Like we were like, what is happening? But I reached out to her and asked her, because I couldn't find her reels on it, where she stayed, and she said Jungle Bay, and she highly recommended it. I asked her if they had Wi-Fi because I knew I had a commitment that weekend. She said they did, and I was like, all right. So in my looking them up, that's when we watched those YouTube videos, because I really wasn't watching a whole lot of Dominica YouTube videos till after she said that.
Yes, and she was like, babe, you gotta look at this video, look at this place. And
because he was eating, Sam, the owner, was eating fruit off the tree right outside the villa, and I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't seen some of those fruits since I was a little girl in Jamaica. So that was why Jungle Bay, the fruits and all the nature of pretty much at your fingertips. Oh, look, see, I was typing back to you, Jackie, that yes, we planned the outfits, and I didn't even hit send. Y'all bear with me. This live stuff is different, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Baby steps.
Yep. Pros of Jungle Bay. So I just touched on one of the pros. You have fruit trees growing outside your door. So you can take the tour like we took in, I forget what day video that was, but the video that we did, the hike and the tour of the fruit on the premises, you could take the tour and eat the fruit. But we had asked, you could do it on your own, even if you're not touring. If you're staying at Jungle Bay,
you can just walk around and pick the fruit. It just reminded me so much of growing up in Barbados. Just the access to the fruit and just picking and eating.
Yep.
It just took me there.
And so if you are a cruiser, but you're not staying at Jungle Bay, that's another thing to know is Dominica is known as the nature island. And so even if you're not staying at a resort like that, fruit is of like at abundance when you're there. Obviously, do not take it back on the ship and don't try to get it back into the country, because I'm not trying to get you guys arrested. But detained.
Take it back to the ship with you in your stomach.
Right. Eat it while you're on the island. But there's a lot of fresh fruit and also herbs and stuff for tea and all that. It's actually known as the nature island for good reason. They have a lot of what is the holistic healing items there. Okay, so the cons or things you would change about Jungle Bay.
The logistics of the room.
Allan took my answer because he knows this, because it's really the only thing.
But that's the thing that I brought to your attention.
Yeah, he brought us my attention, but it was something, I don't remember if I was walking across the room when you said it. It was something I was experiencing while I was there. Team Reese, we were in Dominica for a weekend, basically. So we flew down Memorial Weekend. Friday. We flew down to Friday, got there in the afternoon around 1:30ish and did our tour. And then we flew back. Well, we were there Saturday, we were there Sunday, and we flew back on Memorial Day on Monday. So it really was just a long weekend trip. I hate to do that because then I didn't have a buffer day in between work, but I was still working from home at the time. So it's not that I wasn't working. I was, but I didn't need a buffer day so much because I didn't have to get up as early as I have to do it now. You know, I'm still a little salty about going into the office to do a job that I was doing from home for 2 years. But that's why I think we were more comfortable making it that like 3 to 4 day kind of thing. The next trip that we're going to tell you about was even shorter by 1 day, but we'll get to that. Not on this video. We'll give you like a little hint towards the end of where we went, and we'll start dropping the vlogs, but we'll probably do one of these talks about that too.
Yes. Back to the room.
To the room, the thing we would change is the logistics. So you come into the room, and nobody probably caught this from the room tour. We didn't even catch it when we walked in. We were like, oh, wow, we're here. It's the same as the pictures, and we enjoying it. You come into the room, there's a chest of drawer dresser kind of thing set up on the right. So your clothes go there, right? It has like probably 6 to 8 drawers for the folded clothes. We didn't have a whole lot of clothes for that short trip, but we did have some stuff like the pajamas and, you know, undies and all that stuff don't get hung in the closet. So you put your stuff there, and then the bed and the nightstand and all that is over to the left. And beyond that is the bathroom, the toilet room, and then the shower bathroom and the closet with the sink next to it. So all the get ready stuff is all the way over there to the left. And so when you come in the door, which is all the way to the right with the dresser, that's all the way over there. So I found myself walking back and forth across the room to get stuff ready just to go take a shower, when usually you have, you know, the dressers in the closet and everything is all together, and you just grab what you need and go. So it's really a minor thing.
Yes.
Very minor, but it is what it is.
Yes.
It is what we would change about Jungle Bay. Anything else, Allan, though, that you would change?
About Jungle Bay? No, I mean, as far as the variety of the food, or you want to talk about that later?
Oh, because that goes into cruising. Well, let me see. What's the other? That might actually be a good Yep. So that's a good segue, because the next question is, how does this option compare with cruising? And we actually got a comment or two on the menu and how limited it looked in our vlogs, because it was
very limited.
So that is something else, you're right, that I would change too. We discussed it. The variety of food. So Jungle Bay is good in that every day the menu changes. Some things you could get, like your salad, the Jungle Bay house salad was on there, I think, every day that we were there. But we were only there for those 3 nights. So the menu, it will tell you day 1, day 2, day 3. So we didn't see all 7 menus, right? But we know it changed every day. And some things will repeat and other things won't until, I guess, the next week. So that's good. But in terms of what you had to choose from in a day,
no, it really wasn't much.
Not when you got buffets and 3 restaurants on a regular from cruising. So that's hard. And I think for cruises in general, land vacations could be hard if it's not all inclusive, just for that reason. But we've been to other hotels where, you know, the spread is still larger. But what did you say to me when I did bring that up, though, about the food is far less than a cruise? What did you say?
There's not much. I said there's not much people. There's not enough the same amount of people on a Jungle Bay than would be on a cruise ship.
Right. There's not the same amount of people. There's not even close.
You wouldn't have that much volume of people, so there's really no need to have a very large menu.
Right. So at Jungle Bay, there is a buffet at breakfast. And I wonder, I'm not sure how long they've had that or will keep that. And I neglected to ask Sam, because some of the videos we watched after deciding on Jungle Bay, we saw a few people on YouTube had videos of breakfast baskets that got delivered to their room, or they went to the breakfast area at the restaurant and had like a sit-down meal. For us, it was sit-down, but after the buffet. So at some point, it looked like they changed it. Either way, it would be probably 6 different items to choose from the hot buffet, and some of that is like vegan, and you know, others it's not a whole lot. 6 different items for breakfast sounds like a lot if it's all gonna go on your plate, but not if you don't eat some of it. Not if you've been on a cruise and you've seen like 35 different items for breakfast, you know. So, or I mean, probably more, honestly, on a ship.
That is true.
But they only have, I forget how many villas he said.
It was 40.
Yeah,
it was more than, because we was number 43. I think he said 80 something.
Maybe 80 something villas. So that's less than 100 villas. Cruise ships that we've been on, that you guys have been on, holds over 3,000 people. So it isn't really a fair comparison. You do not need all the food from a ship at Jungle Bay. But we would just like to see a little bit more variety.
Yes.
There was an egg station, an eggs made to order station.
Yes, my favorite.
That was missing on Harmony of the Seas. So as much food was on Harmony of the Seas, we couldn't get our eggs made to order.
I couldn't get my made up, and that's what I love, my made to order omelets.
Hey YFC, welcome. Thank you for popping in and always supporting. Thank you guys. Yeah, made to order omelets is something we look for all the time, whether it be on land or on a ship.
Yep.
So yeah, that would be something we would change. So in terms of how it differs from cruising, that's the main part, I think. Let me just see, because that question was kind of a summary of a bunch of different feedback that we got. Okay, so this is the other thing. So I said, if you're a cruiser, you're gonna look for something that's close to all inclusive. So just to be fair, Jungle Bay has, it's called the Adventure Wellness Package, and it can be booked at the time you book your stay. And it comes close to an all-inclusive feel, but it's not. If you did look at the menus we had, you'd see the meals are included, but the alcoholic beverages are not. So kind of similar to some cruise lines, not all, but you would have to still purchase your alcohol. So it's not all inclusive.
If you're an alcohol drinker like that.
Well, yeah, but you still have to purchase your alcohol regardless. Like, we're not alcohol drinkers like that. We're not going to drink 20 drinks a day, but I still had to buy my mojito. One, I never got that Venture Wellness package, so I was going to have to buy it regardless. But two, even if I had that package, I would still have to buy my alcohol. And what was I going to say? Okay, so the meals and the non-alcoholic drinks are included with that. And the wide variety of activities from yoga to hiking excursions, swimming, and other things like that are included in the Adventure Wellness package. So it does have things that could be comparable. You know, a cruise ship has stuff going on, most cruise ships, all times of day. So you have bingo, you have the casino for the ships that have the casino. If you don't have a casino and you're on Disney, you have a huge kids club where the kids have tons to do. There is nothing for my kids to do at Jungle Bay. And in a sense, I like that because maybe it'll get them from their screens, because we try not to travel with screens, but I would feel almost bad because we don't travel with screens because we usually go somewhere where the kids are entertained. So they wouldn't really have much to do but hike and probably go, you know, enjoy nature, which they don't do in New York. So
but remember, Jungle Bay does have an activity center coming up.
They have an activity center coming up. It's indoor, so I don't know how extensive it's going to be. See, thank you, Team Reese just asked a question. Does Jungle Bay have family accommodations? It is open to families. A family that hiked with us stayed there. They're friends with the owner as well, but it was a little girl who did the hike with us. Her older brother was still in the room. He didn't come out because he had done the hike the day before, but they did have 2 kids with them, and I think they stayed for at least a week.
Yeah, we're there for a week, yes.
Yeah, so, but for us, just knowing our boys, they wouldn't have a lot to do, and we have said we want to take them. We just haven't figured out how yet, because we don't want, if they're not entertained, then they're going to be up our behinds, and, you know, I mean, they're our kids, but we're on vacation,
it's going to be a bad day for us.
Yeah, so and if we're going on vacation, it's going to be like a week. So, yeah, so that's one of the downsides. But they do have an activity center coming, and we don't know how extensive yet. And that's the thing. They do everything in stages because it's an eco-tourist resort.
Yes.
And a lot of the places in Dominica is eco-tourist. So you're not going to see a lot of the development you see in other Caribbean islands, including our own homelands, Barbados and Jamaica. And to be honest, hearing the story of Jungle Bay, I started to feel a little bad for Jamaica and all the development that's going on, all the possible pollution and things like that. They're very cautious about it, so I think things move slower in Dominica as a result.
All natural over there.
Yeah, exactly. They need things to do just like adults do, Kiki. Yeah, so I don't know how that would work in terms of kids staying. They're welcome to stay at Jungle Bay. I just don't know how. There are pools, so if they like to swim, they'll have the swimming pools. I would love them to go to get all that fruit, the natural fruit that's just growing there at their fingertips, and to see that you could be in nature and enjoy it. But they're also 11 and 7, so I'm also trying to be realistic, you know.
Take them to Champagne Beach.
Oh yeah, Champagne Beach that I didn't even go to.
You didn't even get to Champagne Beach.
I mean, Allan could probably do it, but they dive a lot at Champagne Beach. They do snorkeling. That's also one of the places the cruise ships have excursions out to. We drove past there, and it's not far from Jungle Bay. But yeah, we could find things. We just haven't figured out how we would do that. So that leads me to, and I think I said it in the beginning, for those who want to just have a taste of Dominica, there are cruise lines that go there, and Disney Cruise Line is going there this month. Yes. We had even priced it out and everything, and it really, I mean, it's I think it's a 9-day, so you could figure it's gonna be up there. But it's a 9-day cruise on the Fantasy, and so you know you guys could look out for things like that. Disney doesn't go there often, and a lot of ships don't go there in the summer. So for upcoming cruises, if people want to just test out Dominica and see what the vibe is like, they usually start cruise season there around in the fall, so probably like November-ish until about March, April, and then you would only find like a one-off cruise that goes there. But we definitely enjoyed our time. As much as I feel like we were a little bit negative on some of the things we would change, or you know what we don't see working for our kids or our family, we haven't written it off. We're just trying to figure out the best way to make that work.
Just for the best way to keep the kids happy.
Yeah, pretty much. And when you're on a budget and you know how much your dollars could stretch on a cruise, that's the thing. When you know how much your dollars stretch on a cruise,
how much you can get.
that's what makes it difficult to do anything else. But we do encourage you to step out and do new things, whether it be a road trip, whether it be flights. So as I said, we wore these a week ago on our way back. So his shirt is from Old Navy. I'll probably put it on my Like to Know It, which
you likes.
I haven't put anything up on Like to Know It in a long time, but on my Instagram you'll see links. Please stop, Allan. Like, for real? Okay. This is what I do with y'all. Y'all don't see this stuff on the blogs. This stuff get cut out. Anyway, but this is from Old Navy. I'll probably put it on Like to Know It. And my dress is one of the Tabitha Brown releases from Target. So I'll probably put that up. But besides, I'm not getting paid to advertise for anybody. Dominica, Jungle Bay, Target, Tabitha, or Old Navy. I'm just saying because I know the question came up. And I'm leading into when we wore this a week ago, we were flying back from the last country to check off on my list. Yes. I'd love to see y'all mixing and matching to YFC, but I know y'all already got that. Y'all got that on lock. So yeah, we came back a week ago from a very short trip. That trip we left on Friday and came back on Sunday because I needed a buffer day Monday before going back in the office on Tuesday. So yeah, I have Like to Know It. You got it too, Kiki. I didn't know you had it. See, we've been saying this for a long time and we haven't made it happen. We just need to sit and talk, Kiki. We have so much to talk about. But yeah, I haven't put anything new on there in a long time. But yeah, we came back from the Emerald Isle of the Caribbean. So more on that to come. Y'all can let me know if you're watching the replay or even if you're in the chat and know. You can let me know if you know what that is. But the Emerald Isle is a very tiny island. You'll learn more about them in the vlogs to come. And so we're excited about that. And I feel like I had myself trapped because I wanted to cover the Caribbean before going out to Europe and other places. I have been to Europe. I've been to England and Germany when I was in high school, when I was much younger. But I haven't gone back. And I've looked at cruises that go out of there. And I was like, no, you said you're going to do the Caribbean first. And so now that we've done it, I feel like our cruise options, realistically, they always existed, but I feel like we have more options now. So I don't know where we're going to be going after all this, but we have the new vlog series coming, and then we have our summer cruise that's already planned, which we've told you guys is the Disney Wish. And so between the next series and leading into the Wish, that's all we got planned. So the rest of the stuff to come, we don't even know yet. But yeah, that's it from us, I think. And if you guys, thank you for the questions in the chat. Oh, there was another question. I missed it. It's easy though. Would you visit Dominica again?
Yes.
Yeah. So based on what we said, y'all would figure that out. We would visit again. We don't know whether it would be land or cruise, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. Please remember to hit the like button, everyone. Thank you for popping in.
Thank you for spending your Sunday with us.
Yes, we didn't want to make it too long, and sorry for being behind schedule again.
Technical difficulties.
I know, we're learning. We're getting there, and we thank you for bearing with us and for always supporting. Thank you, everyone who showed up. Team Reese Travels, Jackie, your favorite couple, Edna. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for everyone who will take the time to watch the replay. We appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Wonderful week. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yes. And leave a comment after we save this whole thing. Remember to leave a comment, and we'll see you soon.
Have a wonderful evening.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.